Good morning. I, I just want to tell a lovely incident today morning when I was going for a walk. During my morning walk today, uh, after Peta metro station, in fact, I was coming back. I found a very bouquet of fresh flowers right in the middle of the road. I think it's just fallen down. It was actually very well set. Probably it was from a wedding car. They keep it in the bonnet, and this probably fell down, and they didn't know about it. And not much vehicles had gone over it also. But nobody could just walk into the road and take it off because it was a very busy traffic at that time. So invariably the flowers are gone. The bouquet is gone. But the sight of the flower, the fallen flower, made me think of a very famous poem by Mahakavi Kumaran Ashan. He was a very great Malayalam poet, and he had written an elegy, a 41 stanza poem on a fallen flower when he was walking. He saw a flower fallen, very fresh, a very fresh flower fallen in the mud down below. Flowers are generally used as motif for love and for romance, for grace, and uh, everything positive. For color, for life in general. And poets usually use flowers. It's one of their favorite motifs. But this is the first time somebody is writing a poem on a fallen flower. Nobody does that. So a fallen flower is a sort of tragedy. There is so much of angst in it. The poet feels sad that this young flower, which he relates it to a young girl who had gone through the adolescence and then who has become matured into a very beautiful young lady with so much of grace, and where everybody looks at her. The sun is shining, but it happens to smile at the flower. The birds are chirping at the flower. The butterflies, even the black beetle is hovering around the flower. And even a running robber looks back just to see the beauty of the flower. So much is that flower is so captivating, but only as long as it is in the plant. The moment it falls down, nobody looks at it. It gets trampled. This poem is actually a very, very deep philosophical trustee of our life in general. We never know when the fall is going to come. We had seen in the recent COVID also, many of our close friends and they just had passed away. Even I went through a very bad phase. So much of tragedy is happening. In my profession also, I find some very young children sometimes going off. I had myself lost a daughter. So these things happen to life. We can't question them. It's part of it. Just like a fallen flower is part of nature. Somebody departing from you or somebody falling in life from the heights they are achieving is all very common. So the poet here actually is actually trying to tell you to maintain that equanimity in when you are facing with happiness as well as sadness. Uh, Try to be balanced. It's very easy to tell, but that's the I think the ultimate message that poem conveys. So this is the poem I remembered, and actually this poem was made into a very famous, popular Malayalam film song by Yesudas, otherwise well known as Ganagandharvan Dasetan. It's starting with veena poove, Kumaran Ashande veena poove. So when I saw this a bunch of flowers on the road, I remembered this and I felt I should. I already wrote a post, very few people read it, so I thought at least I'll take a video on this. സോ കപ്പിൾ ഓഫ് വേർഡ്സ് ഇൻ മലയാളം. ഞാൻ ഇന്ന് രാവിലെ നടക്കാൻ പോകുമ്പോൾ പേട്ട മെട്രോ സ്റ്റേഷൻ്റെ അടുത്താണ് കുറച്ച് പൂക്കൾ, ഒരു ബൊക്കെ താഴെ വീണ് കിടക്കുന്നത് കണ്ട് നടു റോഡിൽ. അപ്പോൾ വീണതായിരിക്കാം, കല്യാണ വണ്ടി നിന്നിട്ട് വീണതാ തോന്നുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് ഉടനെ ഓർമ്മ വന്നത്, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാം, ഞാനത് അധികം അതിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ട് പറയേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല, മലയാളികൾക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാം, മഹാകവി കുമാരനാശാൻ്റെ വീണപ്പൂവ്, താഴെ വീണപ്പൂവിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ടാണ് അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്. അതിൽ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത് ജീവിതത്തിൽ എപ്പോഴാണ് നമുക്ക് വീഴ്ച വരാമെന്നറിയില്ല, നമ്മളെല്ലാ വീഴ്ചകളും ഉയരങ്ങളും നമ്മൾ ഒരേപോലെ കാണണം. പെട്ടെന്ന് വീഴുന്ന ഒരു സ്ഥിതി വലിയ കഷ്ടമാണ് എന്നും പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു മെസ്സേജാണ് എനിക്ക് ഈ വീണപ്പൂവിനെ കണ്ടപ്പോൾ തോന്നിയത്. അത് നിങ്ങളോട് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാൻ തോന്നി, അതാണ് ഞാനിത് വീഡിയോ ഇറക്കിയത്. താങ്ക് യു. ഹാവ് എ നൈസ് ഡേ.